What's up? This is not the Sentai review. It's not. It's going up on Fandom night, but it's not the Sentai review. It's more quite what I do with my own channel. Now, you're probably going to hear things here and there. I still got my daughter and everything like that. It's not a day off for me. It's not even normal film night. She's in there playing a game and everything, so whatever. I wanted to do an update, and I wanted to talk about what's going to happen with the Fandom Night channel, because there's a lot of things here that have changed that have kind of altered the way that we're doing things, and there's things we want to do and things that are going to be difficult to get off the ground. One of the things I'd like to do is I'd like to set up a live feed where we could start broadcasting our episodes live on YouTube. I'm not sure what that's going to take. It might not even be that big of a deal. It might be easy. I just haven't done it yet. One of the things... So let's just go over the 5 shows. Because if you don't know, fandomnight.com, there's 5 shows, and this is what I'm here to talk about in general, is how this is going to start going. Because, man, okay, we've been doing the YouTube and podcast thing for like, man, it's probably 8 solid years now. It's a long time. We have a lot of material. It's been a real pain to change over to a podcast network and still keep the YouTube thing going. So what I think is going to happen is this. There are 5 shows. Let's start with the Wrestling Corner. The Wrestling Corner, every now and then if they post on here with some wrestling game footage or something like that, which is just a suggestion, guys. I don't control their show. To be fair, it would have been nice to have one of them here with me to talk about this. I don't have that, so I'm just going to make a quick suggestion. I think it would be cool if you both, because you both have a PlayStation 4, you should get the new wrestling game and you should do some updates on your show where you can come on YouTube and kind of record the show live as you wrestle and then use that audio. If the conversation turns out good with a couple of edits here and there, that could easily go up on your thing. That would be an easy way to keep your show running both on YouTube and on the podcast. The podcast is slowed down because it's tough to find the free time to make it work. I don't know the codes or the coding or whatever that you need to post all those things myself, or I would. I don't know it. Part of that is my fault. I could do the whole thing by myself, but at the same time I shouldn't because we're like 9 people. And we should be that because it's also good to have people double checking your work. But basically the procedure that goes on right now is we record an episode, and when that episode is done, we'll send it to the Dropbox, and that will sometimes go to Seth and sometimes go to Jeremy, and whichever one of those two get a hold of it, they can work that through and post it where it's supposed to be posted, to whatever networks or whatever it's supposed to go to. It's not a perfect process. It's a pain in the ass, to be honest. When we record the videos, the video stuff, or also the same thing with the audio, we record it here, and then sometimes those files are given to Scott, and then Scott takes them home and does all the editing, and then he posts from his place. So this is always outgoing stuff, like whenever we can get it, and it kind of creates its own problems, but it's worked for us so far. It's an ever-changing system that we're working on, that we're developing. Like, this channel is a little bit of a mess, if you haven't figured that out. We took a break, and let me just say, guys, it was a break. Like, I'm sorry. I got texts and people asking on Facebook, and they're like, oh God, you haven't posted for a while. What's going on? And I'm like, guys, come on. We took the holiday break. This is going to be a normal thing. Most of the time, we'll throw you something down on New Year's, and we might not get a post up until the end of January. It's the way it is. Like, we try to we record everything we can at the start of December so that we can have time to do the Christmas and the New Year's and the anime con that comes down here each year. We can do that uninterrupted, because otherwise we would be trying to record and then go to the anime con and then come. Yeah, it'd be a nightmare, and we'd essentially miss the con. Show number 2, Pages of Fandom, which covers comic books, manga, and all the things that branch off from that. That's going to start being posted here as well. You are going to see Pages of Fandom here on the Fandom Night channel for YouTube. They won't be extravagant or anything like that. They'll be basically a picture or a couple of things to indicate what exactly it is that we're talking about when I can find it. I'm not going to go overboard. I'm going to do enough to post it. And that's really the extent of it. Enough to post it. And I think with the way things are going, it's a little bit of a nightmare to get everything transferred over to the podcast. So we're way behind on some of the podcasts, and then we're way ahead on some of the podcasts. And I don't exactly know how to fix it yet. I'm working on that. But that's going to start being posted here. So there's going to be a lot more anime talk and things like that. And that show is no longer about reviewing books. It was for a while. That's done. I'm done reviewing books. It's too much of a hassle to try to review books because it's too much of a setup. And we're a podcast network, so what we're going to do, because of the little bit of free time that all of us have where we can get together, it's going to be a lot more Skype call stuff, and it's going to be a lot of just talking. We're just going to be like, what are you reading? What are you reading? What's everybody up to? What are people looking forward to? Blah, 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 da, 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 da. That it's going to be posted. It's always just going to be a conversation piece. Third show, What's Up Fandom Night. Those are probably going to start being posted here. I think I am going to start recording them on the phones or maybe even through webcam, so that I can maybe even broadcast it live. But I think the What's Ups are going to start showing up on YouTube. So you're going to start having those to check out as well, which if you don't know, What's Up Fandom Night, that's literally exactly what it sounds like. We just talk to the guys that are in Fandom Night and we say, what's been up? And it usually covers about a 2-week area where we might say, well, we all hit the con, or we all did this, we all did that, nah. So, that was the third show. Fourth show, which is the Legacy of Gaming. That's going to show back up here. Just posted Final Fantasy 15, and what we do is we go over the entire game for about a half an hour, just talking randomly. Then we plug it into a formula, and we get a final say on how we think the game is. That might change as well. I think that we are going to start doing a discussion thing. These shows are ever changing and ever evolving, and the newest step in Legacy of Gaming is I think we're going to get in here and we're going to say, what's everybody playing? And then wherever the conversation takes us from there for an hour and 20 minutes or whatever it comes down to, that's what it is. So we'll just say, what's everyone been playing? That way we can talk about new games, old games, whatever happens to come up. That's what we're discussing. And then that's going to be posted here. And then, of course, that will also be posted on the podcast. And so whichever direction you choose to go, want to take us with you and listen to us while you're doing whatever job you do, want to keep us here and watch on YouTube while you look at pictures or whatever you want to do, that's up to you. That's your thing. The fifth show, that is an ever expanding beast, and it's no different. It's not changing. It's still it's an ever expanding beast. It's a nightmare of a show, but it's so much fun. It's been a lot of fun to do this show, and we're not stepping away from it. And yes, it is coming back. We're going to be filming the newest 2 episodes of that show this weekend. We're still adding things to the to-do list on that show. We're still getting new material and new requests all the time for that show. Like I said, it is an ever-expanding beast of a show. And that is going to stay the same way, but catching up the podcast has been difficult. And a little impractical, because you can't see what we're talking about when you listen to the podcast. So I don't know what's going to happen podcast-wise with this show. It might even get shut down. I don't know. It depends on what I'm going to listen to a couple episodes and see if they work without the pictures and things like that. So you can hear her playing the game. So I don't know. That's what's going to happen. Those are the shows that we have. Those are the 5 shows. Those are my 5 ideas, and I would like to start doing some live broadcasts here on YouTube. I think that it's going to be beneficial to us, and I think that I would like to start getting some of the audience in on what we're talking about. So normally what happens is we get people together in the room, and they all sit on we got a couch and a chair. We got a chair and a couch and another chair over here, and we all sit in the best way we can around the TV, and then whatever we happen to be broadcasting goes on to the TV. And that's the TV right there. So we broadcast whatever we're talking about onto the TV so that everybody can see the picture we're referencing. And then that picture, of course, gets talked about. And then that gets later on. The actual reason we say next is actually an editing cue so that he knows when to drop the next picture. So that's how this is filmed. And it's also the reason why it's been difficult to try to have people on, but we're working on that as well. I think we're going to be opening a Skype or Facebook conversation where we're going to allow people to come on and ask a couple of questions, and everybody will get about 15 minutes or so with us, and we're just going to hang out, talk to some fans here and there. That is on the way. I am working on it. It's taking me longer than I expected because 5 shows is a lot more than I expected to take on when I started this. And there is a lot of people helping now, but it's still a lot. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of, basically, I don't really even choose the game I want to play anymore. Like I'm still trying to finish this. All this over here that's all Sentai. And it's all Sentai. That's what I've watched. This is what I have on my queue to watch. And then there's stuff spread out across here that I have to do for all of this needs to be watched for the anime reviews and anime talks, and it's a nightmare. It's a lot of getting bogged down. And then this, a lot of Final Fantasies and things like that I have to play before we can talk about the games so that it's more fair to talk about the games because we're not just referencing like childhood memories, which has been a mistake that we've made quite a few times where we reviewed games and we didn't quite remember them quite the way we thought we did. Then later on I'd go back to them. So now it's becoming more of a rule that you had to have played the game in order to be on the show. So a lot of things are changing here, but a lot of things are going to stay the same. You're going to see a lot more shows traffic onto here so that I can get them up, so that there's something of a backup file somewhere on the internet in case something happens to the computer or something like that. Because I got a computer and a hard drive, and you never know. We've had before, when we were Reploid Productions, we were 30 episodes ahead, and we lost it. We lost all of it. Because my computer went dead, and that was the only save storage we had was my computer. And we recovered some of it, and not all of it. And there are still episodes that I regret to this day never got posted because I was not able to recover them. So I need to get them loaded fast and done as quickly as possible so that there's a file somewhere that says that it has been done. That's all this was meant to be, guys. It's just an update saying, hey, we're not gone, we're still here, we plan to be here for quite a while, and we're going to be filming the new Sentai episodes very, 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 very soon. Like this weekend, kind of soon. Which today is Sunday, so I guess it's next weekend, but you get the idea what I'm trying to say. So that means if we record it, that means probably not this coming Wednesday, or rather, probably not next Wednesday, maybe next Wednesday. I don't know. Hopefully the next episode goes up next Wednesday, but now I'm just kind of babbling, so I really think this little update is done.